Hello and welcome along to another episode of this FM19 story, part of The Furniture with me, Daniel. It's Season 2, Episode 6, and today we begin the run into the National League season with Torquay United as we take a trip to the side that's been our bogey team this year in Bromley. But first, obviously those of you who've been following the series the whole way through will know that things have been going pretty well so far. Obviously we're in the National League, so we got promoted in the first season. And the last season culminated with an FA Cup tie against Huddersfield in the third round, which eliminated half of our debt and kept us on an even keel. So even though we lost that game, we've very much been on an upward spiral since this series started. However, today is the first episode I'm not very happy in this story, and that's because the boardroom have started meddling with matters on the pitch, and once that happens we know we start to have problems. So unfortunately in the January window, despite the big FA Cup ties at Peterborough and then Huddersfield, and the fact we were almost back in the black financially, we got to the situation where we had an offer in for one of our key players. And what did the board do? Of course they accepted it. And not only that, we'd already acknowledged the player had to go, so we'd agreed a deal with another club, and they accepted one for about half the amount, and the player then chose that deal. So quickly before I click it, go down in the comments, don't cheat, who do you think it is? And I'll give you a second to do that by mentioning the fact that Macau Kennedy, one of our star strikers, is out injured, and Barthrom's still not back from his hip injury, and unfortunately we've not been able to replace him well at right back either. So that's enough time, let's go and have a look at who it is. If we go to our transfer history, it's star centre half Rhys Williams. Now the board accepted an offer of $145,000 for him, a player we'd already agreed a deal with another club that was $220 up front, rising to $375, and it had a 50% sell on, whereas this one's only got a 40% of the profit. So although I expect him to get into the first team at Hearts and probably make us a profit eventually, it could have been far greater than it's going to be. If we go and have a look at him, he's only 19 years of age, he's at Hearts as a hot prospect and hasn't made an appearance since. We did have a clause with the other team we agreed with, which was actually Hearts' rivals Hibernian, to loan him back for the season, but obviously the board didn't think of that either. So he's now gone and we've lost our best centre half and our main set piece threat for the way we play. And for what I would consider in the modern football transfer market to be quite a miserly fee, to be honest. So I'm not too happy about that one. We did manage to get a loan signing in to replace him, which was Akin Famiwo, another man I'm familiar with from Newton. Popped up on the scout reports that he was loan listed. He's not very good, he's the fourth choice at the club, and he's just going to come in to sit on the bench and be the fourth choice if needed. He made his first appearance in midweek, and as you probably saw from the home screen, it didn't go too well. We also, during the time off camera, had Brendan Maloney on loan from Bradford. He was a right back, but we could only get him on a month's loan. And unfortunately, he wasn't great either. He played in an FA Trophy tie in a league game, and that's about it. It would have been nice to have him today, because Darren White's absolutely knackered. But it's not to be, so we won't worry too much. And all that leaves is the long string of results since you were last with me. We said we'd leave a bit of a gap, and we have. We came back for the Bromley game a couple of games later than planned, just because it was a side that we've struggled against so badly this year, and I thought it would probably be the most competitive game. However, if I'd known what was going to happen in the last two games, I would have shown you them, because they were absolutely awful from our point of view, and very competitive from the other side. And as you can see, I think it's the fourth episode in a row we're coming into on the back of a defeat, and the third one in a row that's on the back of a home defeat. So it's not particularly good for us, and we keep throwing in these weird home results where we just get absolutely hammered by mid-table teams or bottom half teams when we've been in relatively good form aside from that. So a little bit strange, but let's take you through the games quickly. Obviously you're with me for the Huddersfield game. We had a bit of a hangover from that as we lost 4-1 at home to Dover. But we did get back to winning ways at home to Gateshead the following week. Kennedy and Scrimshaw got on the score sheet in that one, as we looked pretty much back to our best there. We then rested almost our entire team away to Sutton United in the FA Trophy and managed to nick a draw, which was a good result. And in the replay a few days later, the same sub-team managed to nick a 3-2 win. Sam Kelly thought he'd wrap things up easily in the 91st minute, but we still had to live dangerously with a grandstand finish after Matter scored in the 93rd minute for Sutton, with 5 minutes of stoppage time to be played. We then had a bore draw away at Chesterfield at the end of January. 0-0, and neither team looked like scoring, to be honest, and the same can be said a week later away to Boston. We were a little bit better, particularly defensively, but we weren't a huge threat, and we were starting to miss Kennedy at this point. We then played today's opponents Bromley in the FA Trophy. We did rotate a little bit again because it is the FA Trophy and we've got to be focused on getting a playoff place this season. But again, they proved to be our bogey side with a win. However, we did get back to winning ways against bottom side Maidenhead at the time. Kennedy was back for that one and he and Scrimshaw both scored to ensure that we got a comfortable 2-0 win. We then played away to Macclesfield and this is where we started to struggle without our centre-half. We were letting in goals for fun, although we did show good character to come back twice from behind with 10 men on the pitch after Jack Payne got sent off and Matt Foy was the man who nicked a point for us in the 91st minute. We then played Weston-super-Mare at home, a lower mid-table team. They're doing very well considering they got promoted by a shock last year, beating Billericay in the playoff finals. And in that 3-0 win, we had Kennedy, Walker and Scrimshaw all on the score sheet. We then went away to Halifax and nicked a 1-1 draw. Brad Walker gave us the lead, but we got absolutely outplayed in the second half. Very much a game of two halves, that one. And then we came into our episode in the usual style, with a heavy home defeat, this time against Boreham Wood. We had to rotate heavily as the defence were very tired based on the Halifax game. There was just a 3-day gap between them and we were absolutely outclassed. There's absolutely no complaints. We got to the hour mark, we'd barely had a shot and they'd had 15. We did, however, in that 10 minutes following, have 4 clear-cut chances and on another day we could have nicked a point, but over the 90 minutes it wouldn't have been deserved at all. So we go into the Bromley game in a familiar fashion, looking to bounce back to winning ways or at least respectability with a result. So let's go and look at the team we've got for today's game. You can see that we're probably slight favourites, but we haven't won a game against them this year. And with 10 games to go, they're 6 points behind us just outside the playoffs. And a win today would close the gap to 3 points, which would start to be a little bit concerning for us. Although it has seemed to tighten up at the top quite a lot. Forest Green have dropped back a bit, we're only 4 points off the top. And there's now only 10 points separating 8th place Bromley with Forest Green at the top of the table. So it's pretty much anyone's game and one team is going to miss out and be absolutely devastated about it. So let's look at the lineup. We've got a very tired Darren White at right back and a couple of players who weren't fit to make it. Edwards John being chief among them. And obviously we've still got Bartham and Kennedy out. All that means we've got Jones in goal, Hume and White are the fullbacks with Byrne and Sokolik in the middle. Berkovic and Borlin on the wings with Payne and Mumba in central midfield and Scrimshaw and Foy are up front. Both in pretty poor form, but they're our only combination we've got available. So we have to make do for now. Keating's on the bench alongside Ollie Inca Walker, O'Sullivan and Sendles White, who's also tired. But for me, I was in worse condition, so we couldn't put him on there. Let's get into the game and fingers crossed we will start to produce a decent performance. We're getting to a stage of the season where the lads are just starting to run out of steam and thankfully we're playing against a 4-4-2. Last time they came with a different formation and it cost us. We're going to ask for a much better performance because you can't get any worse than we were. And Bromley have got a nice curved ground there. I'm pretty sure that's not realistic, but I apologise to any Bromley fans if it is. Lethbridge got the ball for them on halfway to Sharp. Sharp finds Lassie and they're coming forward early from the kick-off and thankfully they've hit the header over the bar. And with 20 seconds gone, we survive at 0-0 as they come in with a throw-in again. They've got time on the edge of the box with Lassie, and this is already starting to take the same pattern as the Boreham Wood game. They're getting so much time on the edge of the box, and they're creating chances galore. But Byrne gets the ball out to Berkovic on the left-hand side. Berkovic gets it into Mumba. Mumba, long ball over the top, which is blocked to Payne. I realise I called him Berkovic again there. I'm still thinking of Ahmet Berkovic. Scrimshaw gets on the end of the cross. Foy's missed from 3 yards. How on earth has he missed that? And more importantly, how on earth has that not gone down as a clear-cut chance? With 5 minutes gone, we've had an absolutely brilliant chance to take the lead. But it's still 0-0 after a wonderful save by the Bromley keeper. Bromley with a free kick on halfway out to the left-hand side. Noble Lazarus to Lassie. Good switch of play, but it only finds the fullback. He's been misjudged completely by Hume and Glover gets the cross in. Sokolik heads away, but if they score from this, I'll be livid. There was absolutely no danger at all, and we let it bounce. And you can't let the ball bounce at this level. Sokolik heads it away and Payne flicks it on further, but it's still with Bromley on halfway now as they look to build another attack. Brown gets it down the left, which White heads away. Payne finds Mumba in the middle, and now we can counter. Mumba brings it over halfway with a powerful run. Ballin knocks it over the top, it's headed away. Lassie knocks it as far as Payne. Payne 30 yards out in the middle. Lassie intercepts, but he's been adjudged to have fouled his man, and we've got a free kick in a dangerous position. Lassie's going to get a straight red. Where on earth has that come from? It said he went in with 2 feet. It did not look like the biggest of tackles. Mumba has a shot from the free kick which is straight at the keeper. And surely we've got to dominate this game now. We don't want to push forward too early like our assistant's telling us to. We'll wait and see what formation they're going with, and then we'll judge things from there. But a quarter of the game gone and it's 0-0, and we've got a long throw into the box which is knocked away. They've gone to that central midfield three, so our wing play should complement it nicely. Payne's been challenged, that's got to be a red as well. That one's not given anything. Mumba's got it 25 yards out, finds Scrimshaw, his shot's blocked and it's behind for a corner. It's going to be an outswinger by Darren White, the fullback, and hopefully we'll find a man in the middle. White with the ball towards the back post, he's not found his target at all, and they're going to counter-attack us here, Bromley. They've only got one up due to that sending off, and we've managed to get 5 or 6 behind the ball, and the highlight ends at 0-0. White with the ball down the line to Scrimshaw, which is headed away, but only back to White. Mumba to ball into Payne, who switches it to Berkovitz. Berkovitz taking on his man on the wing, delivers towards Scrimshaw at the back post, who misses it completely. Ballin's cross is blocked the second time, and Payne gets it out to White. Ball in again on the edge of the box, inside to Payne. Comes into the box unopposed, finds Mumba, and Mumba's shot deflects behind for a corner, and this time it'll be an in-swinger for Darren White. White's got the corner, he's aiming for that back post as always. Byrne gets there this time, knocks it down for Mumba, and he has absolutely skied it from 8 yards, and it's a long way over and another let off for Bromley. We're coming into the last 5 minutes of the first half. Bromley have the throw in on the left-hand side. Glover's got the ball 25 yards out to Sharp. Sharp to Donnellan on the left-hand side. Back to the edge again to Sharp. Glover's got the ball with acres of space. We're really getting outrun in the middle now by their midfield three. Glover's got the ball back to Sharp again, and they've got a space in the fullback area, but they're just passing the ball around between the three of them. They've now got it out wide to Rowling. Rowling with the delivery to Lethbridge, and thankfully Jones saves it, but that's absolutely appalling by the side with 11 men. We're not closing them down quick enough, but we've got a corner to make amends now. Byrne loses out in the air and it's knocked away to Hume. Hume to Berkovitz about 30 yards out. Byrne again in the middle out to Berkovitz. Beats the fullback. Can he get the ball in? Lovely low ball to Mumba, who hits the post. It was a lovely glided finish, but it just scraped the post and came back out again. An unfortunate way to end the half, and it looks like it's going to be 0-0 at half time. A pretty poor performance in truth against 10 men. We're going to tell them we're not happy with the performance, and bar the keeper, they're all motivated. Let's see if we can make any difference in the second half. They're staying with their midfield three despite having 10 men. Glover gets the ball long over the right hand side to Shaw. Byrne clears the cross away easily and Foy can counter now. He's got his back to goal but finds Payne, who switches it to Balling over halfway, but the highlight ends and we don't get to see the end of that attack. Rowling with an attacking throw for Bromley on the right hand side. Finds Noble Lazarus on the edge of the box, and they've got a bit too much time for my liking. Shaw gets it to Lazarus again. They've scored. From 25 yards, he has thumped it in the top corner, and our bogey team, even with 10 men, are outplaying us in the middle here. They've got the ball again on the right-hand side to Sharp, and it's relentless here. I just don't know how to beat Bromley. I cannot do it. Noble Lazarus to Sharp in the middle again. Lazarus back to Sharp again to Glover on the right-hand side. Now Sharp, they're just playing it around us. They're taking the mick, to be honest. Glover's got the ball on the right to Sharp, and we better stop commentating on those in the middle because they're just passing it between the three of them. Lazarus has a shot again, 25 yards, pinpoint in the same top corner, and Jones has to make a fantastic save to keep it at 1-0. And I don't know how he's become such a beast in the middle. He's not even a natural in that position. Jones comes out and claims the cross, and we survive at 1-0 for now. They've got a free kick 25 yards out again. It's just gone wide of the post and we survive. Talbot bringing the ball away with a long goal kick towards Shaw. Shaw finds Lethbridge and it's intercepted by Mumba. Balling will get the ball over the top. Foy's running onto it. Can we finally get a breakthrough? He goes back inside to Scrimshaw. His shot's blocked. Falls to Foy again. Back to Scrimshaw on the penalty spot. Been dragged a bit wide to Balling. Balling will cut it back again, but it's blocked behind for a corner. And we just cannot break them down. They've gone to a weird formation with a right midfielder and none on the left now. White's ball in's poor again and it's headed away by Donnellan. His corners have been atrocious today. Berkovitz on the left side of the area, back to Payne. Payne gets the ball out to Hume, who's got acres in the wing, waits too long, delivers to Scrimshaw, and his header straight at Talbot, and we waste yet another chance. Straight again with the attacks with Berkovitz on the left. Shaw slid in late, he's already on a booking, he's off. They're down to 9 men now, and surely we can get a result now. We're going to go to an attacking formation in a minute and make some subs, but we haven't had a break in the highlights to do it just yet. Lazarus brings the ball down in the middle, long over the top as Sokolik intercepts. He tries to find Scrimshaw and it's knocked away, and if we don't get a point out of this, we can kiss goodbye to promotion, as Lethbridge gets a free shot on goal and the 9 men continue to lead. We're going to make some changes now. We're going to go into our proper tactics screen to do it. Payne's furious and has had a poor game, so Mumba will go into the playmaker role. Walker will go on as the box-to-box midfielder. He likes to attack the box from late, so hopefully that'll work for us. Scrimshaw's had a poor game as well, so we'll get Keating on. He's got a bit more aerial prowess, so we're going to change the balls also to floated crosses because they can't have many back there. We're going to go attacking now. We want to get forward as quickly as possible. We want to run at the defence because there's not many of them left. Our goalkeeper's going to distribute the ball quickly to the fullbacks. Out of possession, is there anything else we want to do? We're going to bring the line of engagement up slightly and see if that makes any difference for us. And our pressing intensity is going to go from more urgent to extremely urgent. That's about as attacking as I think we can go. Let's look at what else we can do in terms of substitutes. We've got one more to play with. Ryan O'Sullivan's the man I'd like to bring on. We've got Darren White really struggling at fullback for fitness, but I don't know if I've got any other players that can play there. Hume's not confident there at all. Ryan O'Sullivan himself, he can't play on the right. Bobson Balling can cover at right back, so maybe that's the option to go really attacking. So we're going to drop Bobson Balling to right back of all people. He's not particularly comfortable in the fullback role, but he'll survive. It's not a problem. We're going to bring Ollie Inker on the right wing, and hopefully we'll be able to attack from there. The one other change we're going to make, Mumba's not going to be a supporting playmaker anymore. He's going to be a central midfielder on attack. We want to get them all into the box as much as possible. Is there anything else that allows him to get into the box? I don't think there is. We're going to tell him to take more risks because he is our best player, and if we can get him moving, it will work well for us. But just over the hour mark, we've made those 3 changes and the tactical moves, and we've now got 25 minutes to get an equaliser against a 9-man side. It's Sokolik with a long ball forward from the centre-half area. Ollie Inker gets the ball up to Mumba on the edge of the box, gets into that position on the edge, has the shot, but it's high and wide and it's still 1-0. We've got a long throw on the left. Mumba whips it in towards Foy. It's headed away as far as Walker. Walker out to Mumba on the left again. Cuts in from the edge of the box to Walker. Shots blocked. Falls for Mumba again. Great effort but tipped wide by Talbot. And I just feel like it's not going to be our day. We're playing 9 men and absolutely dominating the game now, but cannot get a goal. Mumba's corner's headed away and he's out for a throw-in on the right-hand side. 15 minutes to go and we still haven't got the goal. It's just 10 minutes now, so we're going to go very attacking. There's no more we can do. We've gone as attacking as we can. We're throwing men forward at every opportunity and we're just not getting anything out of it. Let's see if we can do anything from this one. Sokolik heads the goal kick away. He's fallen to Lethbridge 25 yards out. He's had a shot. He's hit the bar for Bromley. Jeez, that's not good. We looked like we were going to concede again there. But Ollie Inker hits it long over the top to Foy. Foy on the counter, can't get there and it's headed away. There's just over 5 minutes now. I'm just seeing if there's anything else I can do. The wingers are going on to attack. The fullbacks are going on to attack. And we're just going to leave the 2 centre-halves and the keeper at the back there. We've got 5 minutes to get back into it, and hopefully we can. Mumba with a free kick in the attack area. It's gone to the back post and it's knocked away. It's missed everyone. Walker gets the ball to Berkovic 30 yards out. Out to the right to Sokolik. Great touch and shot. Even he's had a good effort and Talbot tips it away. A great last-ditch challenge from Rowling on the rebound, and it's behind for a corner kick which Mumba will swing in. Mumba towards Byrne, heads it down, and Talbot makes the save down to his right. This is getting ridiculous now. 27 shots, 12 on target, and no clear-cut chances, and we're still 1-0 down against the 9 men. Long clearance is headed away by Byrne. It falls to Sharp though, and I just worry we've gone too attacking because they've left a man up there, and they might be able to nick one here with Meckie to Lethbridge. Oh, it's just wide of the post. And the fact we're still conceding chances is greatly alarming. Mumba with a free kick. He's just skimmed the bar and gone over. It's not going to be our day. There's only 1 minute plus stoppage time, and there's nothing more we can do. We're managing to lose 1-0, and if anything proves that these are a bogey side, it's this. We're now just 3 points clear of them in 8th place. They've had 9 men for the last half an hour, and 10 men for 80 minutes, and they're still going to nick a 1-0 win. Sokolik gets the ball out to Ollie Inker. This is the last chance now. With Mumba on the edge, it's blocked and cleared away. There's 1 minute of stoppage time left. Walker gets the ball out on the left to Hume. Hume goes backwards. He's been forced away, but he manages to whip it in eventually. Headed away as far as Balling, the covering right back. Balling with a ball whipped in. Cameron heads away. Sharp knocks it on further as far as Ollie Inker. Ollie Inker in towards Mumba. Is headed away again. We just cannot get anywhere. With 30 seconds left, it's a long throw. Mumba's lost the ball, but it's headed away to him again. Mumba to Berkovic on the edge. It's blocked. Meckie will bring it away, and that'll just about be it. He's knocked it out for a throw on halfway, and we have somehow lost this game 1-0. A great episode to show you, but an absolute disaster on the pitch. Foy flicks it on, Preston will clear, it's long up the field, Byrne gets it forward again, but it's direct, it's aimed at no one, and unfortunately it's been cleared long. Balling gets the ball to Ollie Inker on the right. I don't know how the whistle hasn't gone yet. Cameron clears for a throw and surely it will now. With 30 seconds over the allotted time. Mumba's got a throw in. If he can get it in the box, that would be great. And one last chance to get the ball in. Long ball over. He's headed away by Cameron. The whistle goes. I do not know how we've lost that game. 9-man Bromley beat us 1-0. We've had 30 shots with 12 on target. And we can only say we're disappointed. For the second game in a row, we've been absolutely awful. And we're now only 3 points clear of 8th place in the National League. And we've really got to start to worry about whether we're going to be able to get a playoff place after all. We always force them into extra community outreach or team bonding work when they've lost a game, just in that extra session where they'd normally get a rest. They're a professional side at this level where a lot of them aren't, so they have to do the work if they're going to play poorly. We'll see what they've said about the game quickly. A very disappointing defeat indeed. Keating hasn't scored for a while, which is another concern. And Payne reveals that we were furious after the game. I'd quite like him to not do that in public if possible. Lastly, let's look at when we're going to come back next. It should be the last couple of games of the season. We're playing current league leaders Forest Green in the penultimate game before playoff occupiers Sutton at home. They're 7th at the moment, so they're going to be 2 absolutely cracking games. But if you did enjoy this episode, please put a thumbs up on it. Let me know in the comments how you feel about what's gone on since the last episode. What do you think about the boardroom's deal to sell Williams? Give me your predictions where you think we're going to finish this season. Do you think we'll hang in there and finish in the top 7? Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager content from this series part of the Furniture with Torquay United, as well as our other FM19 story, The Head Coach, where our absolute whirlwind start continues. But a massive thanks for watching this one as always, and we'll see you next time.